Welcome to your at-home rehab tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be going over the exercises that you will be performing at home to assist with your corrective care. Now, it's important to understand the order that I go through these exercises is the order that I want you to complete them in every single time that you do them. Now, in order to get correction, you remember there are three components to correction. Number one, the corrective adjustment. Number two, the rehab. And number three, lifestyle awareness, minimizing stress out in the real world. Right now, we're focusing on number two, the rehab component. This is focused on stretching out muscles and ligaments, increasing the health of your discs, but most importantly, preparing your musculoskeletal system for your corrective adjustment so that it is the most effective. There are three exercises you're going to be doing at home. And also, before I start these exercises, if you have questions, okay, this video is going to be pretty comprehensive. It should take you through them and you should get it. But if you don't, or if you have a question, just ask. All of my staff, we're trained in these. We do these exercises as well. So if you have any questions or something doesn't feel right, or you're like, I just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly, just ask any one of us when you're to get adjusted, and we'll take you through it to make sure you're doing it correctly. The first exercise, wobble cushion exercises. This is primarily for the low back and part of the thoracic spine to work that area to prep you for your adjustment and to loosen up those muscles and ligaments. It also helps to take your discs from more of a solid state to a liquid state, which is fantastic, not just for your exercise, but for taking a break from working on your computer, doing before you go on a walk, before you go golfing, to loosen things up and make those discs a little bit healthier before you go out and you're active. There are three components for this exercise. The first one is you're going to roll your hips forward to back. When you do this, rest your hands on your legs and you're going to roll your hips forward and back. You are not going to end range of motion. We're not stretching as far as we can forward or back, not to end range of motion. It's a small motion oscillating back and forth with quick repetition, and that's all it is. You're going to do it for 30 seconds. When you're doing this, stay nice and relaxed and make sure that you look at a point, a fixed point in front of you, so you don't do this and get dizzy. The second motion, arms at your sides. You're going to go side to side. So you're going to roll those hips back and forth. Now it's okay to get your shoulders going back and forth a little bit, but again, I don't want you doing this and then getting dizzy. So pick a point with your eyes, look straight ahead, wobble back and forth. Again, we are not going to end range of motion in either direction. It is small oscillations back and forth, 30 seconds for that. The third motion is rotation. Now with this one, very little movement, okay, very little motion. We're just trying to warm up those discs. You're going to go back and forth. Your legs can kind of go in opposition of your shoulders a little bit. Again, pick a point in front of you so you don't get dizzy and do this. And again, we are not stretching to end range of motion. It's a small motion back and forth, nice, quick. Do not go to the end of motion, just to loosen things up. When you're doing this, make sure that you're relaxed. Relax every part of your body. Relax those shoulders. Don't hike those shoulders up. Think about all the things you're thankful for in your life and just focus on great things. And back and forth for 30 seconds. And that's the third component to this first exercise. The second exercise is the Prolordotic neck exerciser. This is a stretchy band. And before I show you how to use it, I'm going to go through the motions so you understand how we want you to move through this exercise. First step, that head is going to be jutted forward. Second step, head gets tucked back. You tuck that chin in. Third step, you extend up towards the ceiling with that head still tucked back. Extend. You're going to come down with the chin still tucked, double chin, and then head goes forward. Those are the motions. What it looks like, you take the Prolordotic neck exerciser. We want it in the lower third of your neck. Pretty much as low as you can get that thing without it being on your shoulders, okay? So upper portion of my neck, lower portion of my neck, just place it in the lower portion of your neck, all right? At the very bottom, right before it rolls onto your shoulders there. What you're going to do is you're going to take out all the tension by extending your arms out to the sides. Then you're going to bring it forward. Then we go through those motions. So step one, your head is going to be jutted forward. You're going to tuck back, do the double chin, extend for 5-second hold. In this position, throughout those 5 seconds, I want you pinch, 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 firing those muscles. So you're pinching harder, 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 harder for 5 seconds. And then you're going to bring that head down with the chin still tucked. And then the head goes forward. Head is jutted forward. Bring back. Extend. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it slower than that. And then you're going to come down and let that head relax forward. Now, if you need to take a break because your arms get tired, you can take a break. But the goal is we do a 5-second hold each time, and we do 10 repetitions of that. And that is the Prolordotic neck exercise, or the second exercise. The third exercise you're going to be doing is you're going to be using your dinner roll. Do not try to eat this. It is not a dinner roll. It is a dinner roll. Now, you will notice it says shoulders this side. Pretty intuitive, but your shoulders go on this side. What it looks like is you're going to lie back over this neck roll. This helps to stretch out the muscles and ligaments on the front that get tight all day from you texting and social mediaing and all that stuff. It's going to make that adjustment a lot more effective if those things are stretched out and not tense and tight. What this looks like, for the majority of you, you're going to put it in the lower portion of your neck. If you are not supposed to be doing it in the lower portion of your neck, we will have told you before you even got this video so that you know to do it differently, and we will have showed you exactly where to put this roll. But for everyone that's watching this video and we haven't told you differently, this is how you're going to do it. That roll is going to go in the lower portion of your neck, and I'm going to show you how to know exactly where it should go, okay? Because it's going to be a little bit different for each person, but essentially it's going to be in the lower portion of your neck, just above your shoulders here. I'm going to lie on my back. When you're doing the dinner roll, always do it on the ground. Do not do it on a bed or a couch. We need a hard surface in order for it to be effective. The shoulders this side, it looks just like this. What you're going to do is you're going to place this in the lower portion of your neck with your knees bent on the ground just like this. And you're going to place it down. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put it too low at first, okay? So when I put it at this position, what happens is my head is touching the ground. My head is touching the ground, which is not what we want. Now, if I put it up too high, what happens is it juts my head into forward head posture, which is also what we do not want. Now, if I feel in this position, I have like 3 finger widths between the back of my head and the floor. The goal is like 1 finger width or less. That's how you know if you have it in the right spot. So it's too far right now, I'm gonna drop it a little bit. Okay, I'm about 2 finger width, so that's still too high. The roll's too high. So I'm gonna scoop my body up. I'm gonna put the lower portion of my neck. And now I found a position where my neck, my head is off of the ground, but just barely. So I can't even really fit a finger width between my head and the ground. So what's happening is I have great extension. I'm elevated, not touching the ground, so gravity is doing its job, pressing down. I rest my hands on my stomach, and I just chill. And for this one, you just relax. You can start with 3 minutes of this. When you're doing this, take this time to think about great things. Fill your mind with amazing things, the things you're thankful for, meditate, do pray, whatever you want to do. But in this life, we don't slow down enough. So this is a great excuse. I am prescribing this to you to take time to do this and rest and breathe. It is good for you, okay? Also, one thing I want to say with all of these exercises is these are prescribed exercises. You cannot show your friend or your cousin how to do these exercises. These are prescribed for you. The only reason you're given these in this video is because we have prescribed them for you. These are spinal orthotics, so do not give them to your friends. But that's the position that we want you in. When you start doing your dinner roll, the average person, start with 3 minutes. Try to start with 3 minutes first. If it's too much, then back off, maybe go back to 1 minute or 2 minutes. But there is a time tutorial on the back of your dinner roll sheet that's in the packet that we gave you. You can follow that timing. But essentially, start with 3 minutes, add 30 seconds to 1 minute each time as your body progresses. The number one thing we have to get past as soon as possible is 12 minutes. When you hit 12 minutes, there's a deformity that takes place in the body where the muscles and ligaments like give in, and all of a sudden what you were doing was extremely effective. So it's really, really important to get past that 12 minutes as soon as possible, but best practice, you can do this up until 20 minutes. Now, these exercises at home, the average person starting out here, what we will recommend for you is doing these twice a day, every single day, during your first initial corrective period. I realize it's kind of a lot, but all the time you spend on computers and texting, we have to start to offset that. So up front, we needed a lot more to get that ball rolling in the right direction. So crush these exercises. This is your third exercise, the dinner roll. And that concludes your at-home rehab tutorial. Now, as I just mentioned, these are prescribed spinal orthotics. Do not be teaching friends, cousins, family, and I actually mean that. If someone's doing this and it's not for them, like there's structural things that take place in the body that this would actually be extremely detrimental and cause further issues, do not tell them to do it. If someone's interested, send them in, we'll take x-rays and we'll see what works for them, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is soreness is okay. Okay, it's okay to get sore. It's like you go to a gym, you get sore, you're in pain, you get a headache because you haven't worked out in a long time. It's very common to be sore from these exercises, especially initially. So just know that's okay. And it's a normal part of the process. Now, if you all of a sudden are having like crazy pain or like things that like seem like it's too much, it's beyond the soreness, then just talk to us, because it may be a normal part of the process, or we may need to slightly adapt these exercises specifically for you. So if you have any questions, again, ask us, we can teach you. And then last thing I want to do is you just started this corrective process, okay? I want you to actually take a moment, like while you're doing these exercises, do a check-in, okay? Because you're gonna begin to notice things and I don't want you to miss them. I don't want you to miss your range of motion improving, your energy, your sleep, like things that you didn't think were related to this. As your body heals better and functions better, awesome things happen, okay? So pay attention and be aware of those things, because every one of our people here have amazing stories. They don't get sick as often, all these different things, you understand it, but just pay attention, because it's fun when you notice those things. And then the last thing, I want you to think about where you're at right now. Like actually ponder it. Because where you're at right now, we're never coming back to this. We are moving forward. We are moving to new. We are starting new habits so that your life shifts the direction that it is going. So many people want a destination, but they're living on an alternate path that's not leading them towards that destination. Right now, we are starting to implement the small things, the simple things to get your body healing and functioning well, to not go down the path that people that are being reactive are going down, but to get you on that proactive path. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for your trust. Let's rock and roll. Have a great day.